All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're tearing down one of the biggest myths about your career and your money. We're going to talk about something called the loyalty trap, and then lay out a step-by-step plan to help you build some real, actual wealth. So, let's get to it. Okay, that one probably stings a little, right? Because from day one, we're taught that being loyal is a good thing, that it's something that gets rewarded down the line. But what if it doesn't? What if that loyalty is actually the very thing holding you back from the life you really want? That's the big idea we're tackling today. So, first things first, we've got to understand how this trap actually works. Let's pull back the curtain on the loyalty trap and see why it's so incredibly useful for your boss. So on one hand, you've got the story they sell you. You put in the hours, you stay loyal, and eventually you'll get your reward. But the reality? Well, that's usually a lot closer to what's on the right. See, when you're loyal, you become a known quantity, a predictable cost on a spreadsheet. And your personal growth, that often takes a back seat to the company's bottom line. And this right here just nails it. Staying put for years means you're almost certainly missing out on those big salary jumps that usually only happen when you switch jobs. But it's more than that. It keeps you stuck in a system where someone else decides what you're worth. Okay, so if staying loyal is the trap, how do you start making a move? Well, the first step is to figure out exactly where you're trying to go. Let's talk about closing what's called the performance gap. Think about it like this. You are right here at point A, and your biggest goals, financial freedom, the dream lifestyle, whatever it is for you, that's all the way over at point B. The huge, messy space in between, that's the performance gap. And here's the thing. Wealthy people are absolutely obsessed with closing that gap as fast as possible. Just let that one sit for a second. Seriously, if the answer is no, and let's be honest, for almost everyone, it's a big no, then you are in the wrong vehicle for building wealth, period. You're trading your most precious resource, your time, for an income that just doesn't scale up with your effort. And this is the mental flip you have to make. It's about getting away from thinking, how many hours did I put in? And instead asking, how much value did I create? The goal is to deliver something so valuable that people are happy to pay for the result, not the time it took you to get there. So to figure out what that high value thing is for you, you're going to need a map. We call this your value zone. And it's basically your personal treasure map to work that's not only profitable, but that you actually enjoy doing. The best part about this is how simple it is. You're just looking for that sweet spot, that perfect overlap between three things: what you actually love doing, the stuff you have a natural knack for, and, this is the most important one, what the market will actually pay good money for. And here is the absolute key. If you only focus on one of these, you're going to have a bad time. Just focus on your passion and you might become the starving artist. Just focus on the money and you're on a fast track to burnout. The real magic, the real long-term success happens right there in that little spot where all three circles meet. Okay, so you've got your map, you know where you're headed. Now you need the right set of wheels to actually get you from point A to point B. I absolutely love this analogy. Think of your strategy like a motorcycle with a sidecar. The bike itself, that's your active vehicle. It's your side hustle, your business, the thing that brings in cash right now. And the sidecar? That's your passive vehicle. That's your investments, the stuff that quietly grows your wealth for the future. You need both to get where you're going safely and quickly. So, how do you get that motorcycle up and running with like zero cash to start? Easy. A service-based business. You're basically taking a skill you already have, whether it's writing, editing video, whatever, and using it to solve a painful problem for someone else. It's the fastest way to go from skill to actual cash in your pocket. And if you look at a quick comparison here, what's really amazing is how low the startup costs and the risk levels are for so many of these options now. I mean, an AI-powered store or coaching someone online, it basically removes all the old excuses for not getting started. But listen, a service business is just the launching pad. The real endgame is to get out of the business of selling your time. You want to build digital assets, an online course, an ebook, a template, things that can make money for you 24/7. That's how you really break the link between your time and how much you can earn. All right, we're at the last piece of the puzzle. Once that money starts coming in, you have to have a system for it. It's one thing to make money, but it's a whole other thing to keep it and make it work for you. And that's where the invisible profits rule comes in. This is so simple, but so effective. Every single time you get paid, this is what you do. 50% goes to your needs, rent, food, you know the drill. But then a full 25% goes straight into your growth assets. 15% builds up your safety net, your emergency fund. And this part's super important. 10% is for you to spend on fun, totally guilt-free. It's a system that builds wealth automatically. And this might be the biggest mindset shift of all. It's about redefining what wealth even is. It's not the flashy stuff you see. This is the invisible part of the plan. Real wealth is the money you didn't spend. It's the assets you're quietly building in the background, not the things that lose value the second you buy them. So I'll leave you with this one final thought. Look, carving your own path, it's not the easy route. It takes discipline. It takes a whole new way of thinking. But the alternative is to watch your dreams become the sacrifice. So after hearing all this, what's the first step you're going to take?